Good evening. It is evening. 5 o'clock is evening, right? Look, check us out. Welcome to the 1828 Project. My name is Brandon Ward, and I am your host. The purpose of this podcast is to shed light on those from different areas creating Black history in their own way, the Las Vegas way, right? This is where we celebrate the accomplishments and goals of leaders in our communities. Today, we'll be talking to Clifford Etienne. Cliff is an executive producer and CEO of mental health facilities in Nevada. He's also an entrepreneur in the entertainment and medical fields. Clifford is here to talk about his journey and his mission to bring awareness to mental health and create positive films that showcase African Americans in a positive light. Everybody, help me welcome Clifford Etienne. How you
Hey,
doing today, brother?
how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing blessed, brother. I'm just grateful to have you on today. Grateful for the work that you do, and grateful to be able to connect with you, man.
Thank you, man. I'm grateful to be here, man. And somebody inspiring as you've done some amazing things in the community, man. I wouldn't be anywhere else.
Oh man, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm very, very humble. I'm very humble. Look, I didn't do your bio any service. Like I read what you sent me, and it was so much. I'm just like, how am I gonna put this together? I say, you know what? Let me try to compact it in this little bitty 3 sentences, and then I'm gonna let my man introduce himself. So please tell everybody, who is Clifford Etienne?
Well, I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, in the Ninth Ward. And when I was a kid, man, it wasn't necessarily the best area. So, my mother and my father separated, and we decided to move to Las Vegas, Nevada. So as a young kid, I grew up in Las Vegas, and growing up in Las Vegas is, it's a very diverse town. So as I started to, graduate high school, I knew I had to, and I didn't necessarily have the grades to go to college at that time. So I decided to join the Army. Went to the Army at 17 years old. I did combat operations for 10 years. Went to Iraq, deployed, did the whole September 11th thing. Helped a lot of people overseas, man. Got out the military and moved back to Vegas. So I began a career as a drug and alcohol counselor at West Care. I was a PE teacher at Delta Academy because, of course, I love helping people, man, from the military.
Okay.
But at the same time, man, I had so many positive people in my life that kept telling me, hey, Cliff, you know what? You're a good leader. Won't you think about opening up your own business? So me being a drug and alcohol counselor, I said to myself, what could I do to help people? So I went into the mental health field and started developing mental health agencies, outpatient treatment centers that help people with mental health disorders as well as drug addictions. And from there, me and my team, we expanded. We opened up a few: Nevada State Behavioral Health Services, Carefree Assisted Living. And from there, man, I kind of got into the film industry.
All right.
It's kind of one of those things where you start on the left and you end on the right. So I went into the film industry, man, became an executive producer, put out a couple of good films, that put Black people in a positive light. That's kind of been my thing as far as entrepreneurship. How can I not only help the community, but help our people in general? So put out a couple of good films, man, Misguided Behavior, The Millennial, The Clinic, good things like that. And me and my team said, what else can we do to help the community a little bit more?
That's right.
So we developed an organization called Nevada State Triage Center, which is a triage center that specializes in drug and alcohol addiction. But this was right before COVID. So while we're developing the organization, COVID hits, and we turned it into basically an overflow hospital for different hospitals. So we're kind of like the little guy. When UMC had overflow with COVID, they would come over to our organization, patients, and they would use our beds. So since then, we've helped over 370 COVID patients within our organization.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's just a little bit about, what I do, man.
That's an amazing. It's amazing how you pivoted. Now, was this like what you always aspired to do, or this is just how you just took the punches as they came? Like, all right, we got to go left now. We got to go right.
Well, it's a little bit of both, man. I've always had a heart to help people. So on my journey as an entrepreneur, I always told myself, if I'm going to do anything, I want to do something where I help people in a large way. And, you know, me, myself, being in the military, I've suffered from PTSD from going to combat. Mm-hmm. So I said, you know what, how about I help people that are suffering from mental health disorders while I help myself as well.
That's right.
You know, and how I got into the film industry, you know, kind of like yourself, I started doing a little bit of business consulting. So I had this film company called DigiWorld back in 2016. They called me over and said, hey, we want you on the team. And I said, well, I don't know anything about film. They said, well, you know about business. And the rest is history. I became an executive producer from there and started getting into the film industry. But I told myself, if I get into the film industry, I want to make sure I never put African-American people in a negative light. And what I mean by that, B, is I never wanted to put African-Americans in a situation where we're fighting over, you know, unreasonable things. You know, women are flaunting their bodies in negative ways. You know, I wanted to make films where young kids can see it and be inspired.
Right. I loved it. I was reading in the bio. It said one of the films is actually made for children. It's like bullying. It was anti-bully.
Yep. So back in 2016, me and my team linked up with Sharon Tumlinson and Kim Flowers from Studio 11. And they were making a film with Nevada partners called Misguided Behavior.
Okay.
A gentleman by the name of Khalil Kane and Carl Payne, you know, those gentlemen directed it, starred in it. Tawanda Braxton, you know, so many amazing actors came over and said, hey, how can we help? And the film is basically about teenage bullying and suicide.
Okay.
So we just made something for the inner city to watch. We put it over there at Eclipse Theater, had the kids from 100 Academy come down. The kids from Mastering Mindsets came down and checked it out.
Okay.
In my eyes, it was a hit.
That's right. That's right. Can I find it like on Amazon or Prime? You know, same
Find
thing?
it on YouTube, man. We put it on YouTube. Easy access for kids, of course. You know, and a lot of kids give us some positive feedback, and they tell us how it's assisted them in their, you know, their trauma when they're going through bullying. A lot of times, we don't really talk to kids about if they're being bullied at school. Mm-hmm. But come to find out, just like when me and you were young, B, you know, we were bullied at times too.
Right.
So it's kind of something that everybody goes through at some stage in their life. So we thought that would be a good look.
Yeah, you always the little kid, right? I mean, in second grade, you got to deal with the fifth graders, the sixth graders. So the freshman, you got to deal with the seniors. So at some point in time, you know, I started paying attention to this. I do a lot of work here with the children as well in the community. And sometimes it's not the children, it's the teachers.
Yeah.
You know, I think one of my daughters right now, and I know she's so strong-minded. And I know the teachers, they get so mad because they can't break. They can't break it, and I can't break it. You know, it's just something, that's who she is. And, you know, I always can tell when they're not the ones that are listening to her, and they actually causing more of a problem than what the children are causing. But, you know, I don't want to go too much more into that. I want to know, let's give people an opportunity to get to know you, right?
Okay.
Let's tell the people something that they may not know about you. Fun fact, what you like to do for a hobby, anything like that. Let them get to know Clifford.
Well, Cliff is a
guy. This is lemonade, by the way. This is lemonade, y'all. I know it's lemonade. It's the only glass we had.
Right. Well, Cliff is a guy that works a lot, of course. But, of course, I have 3 beautiful kids, you know, Chastity, Jayden, and Maddie, 21, 18, and 8. So my hands are full with them. And, of course, you know, I'm working with them on sports. They want to be entrepreneurs when they grow up. So I spend a lot of my time with my kids. When I'm not with my kids, I like to work out, go to the gym, relieve stress. But I'm really, really, really a fan of entrepreneurship. So I follow people in the community. You know, I study different people in the community like you, B. You know, you and your wife have done some amazing things. And for example, I'll see individuals like you in the community doing great things, and it'll inspire me. You know, so, you know, I'm kind of like a teacher, you know, a student and a teacher of business.
That's right.
Yeah.
Innovative. That's, man, you got to be wise. I think a wise man is always aware of his surroundings.
Yes, sir.
You got to pay attention to the signs because, spirit, God, whatever you believe in is always trying to connect with you. And sometimes when you have that inspiration, and that inspiration comes from spirit. That's what that spirit word is in the middle. And when you are inspired by certain people, man, you look at it as this God trying to tell you something, universe trying to tell you something.
That's right.
That's be the direction you need to go in.
You're right, man. It's about, vibrations and frequencies.
Yes, sir.
I've really been tapping into like frequencies as far as people that I talk to, what I eat, where I'm at, and different things like that. So I've been really trying to study like meditation as well as it relates to, positive energy.
Yeah. That's good. Because I know that somewhere down the line, I'm going to ask you, what do you do to manage your physical and mental health? But we're going to hold off on that question right now. I want to know, what does creating Black history in Las Vegas mean to you?
Oh, man. So creating Black history in Las Vegas to me is more focused on the youth. So, of course, we have some positive people in this community, gentlemen like me and you. But to me, Black history is passing down information to the children.
That's right.
Letting them know who they are, letting them know that they have positive role models. A lot of people don't know about a Brandon and a Cliff. A lot of kids don't know that they can call us, B.
Right.
So when I look at some positive individuals in the community like Lawrence Weekly, AK, we were just talking about AK, the Monica Fords, the Trina Giles, I say to myself, that's Black history because those individuals are always reaching out to kids and making sure that the knowledge of self is being passed around.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Always, man. Yeah. We need those trailblazers. Like I'm from California, and I don't remember having the community programs and those type of things. Like I remember we used to have like our summer programs where we would all go there and get free lunch and be able to hang out. But when we talk about like personal development, leadership development, truly giving you the skills that you need that you can take with you in different areas in your life, I just don't remember that being there. I also don't remember Black men really reaching down and being mentors or, coming to my school and talking in front of the classroom and telling us their stories, whether it was good or bad. Because, kids can learn from good and the negative things.
Right.
And I just, being that you have people that's in the community like Sean Torrey, who was on the show before, and he not just is he trying to impact just one at a time, he's trying to impact organizations and not just one small organization. We got a whole city that he's able to impact now. And we need brothers like us that's willing to show that representation so that these children know that, look, we got more than just what we see on TikTok, YouTube. We got brothers that's really out here, boots on the ground, that's putting the work in.
It's so funny that you say that, man. Due to social media, kids have, so many negative things at their palm with their phone.
Yeah.
So it's important that we do enlighten these individuals and let them know that, hey, it's not just about TikTok, Instagram. It's about positive individuals like us. For example, your podcast, man, just the fact that you're doing Black History Month and recognizing so many positive African Americans, this is going to go on some child's phone as well.
Yeah.
So
you got to meet them where they at, right?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, B, because you're a very interesting guy yourself, man. What made you and your wife say, I want to acknowledge African Americans during Black History Month, and not only acknowledge them, but put it on a podcast so they can speak their history, speak their professionalism?
I pay attention to everything. I'm aware of my surroundings. I see who's doing things in different areas. Like I feel like everyone is in a different pocket. And not just that, like I was saying, when it comes to children, they need representation. They need to know that there are people out here that are actually fighting for them, like the Tamika Henrys, right? These people are really out there impacting children, having communication, connections, hearing these sad stories about children that are homeless or they're hungry and they don't have any resources. And these people are putting out, the message to everybody so that we can get the resources that these people that need in the time of need. And that, I think that's what's more fulfilling than anything. But when I came up with the creating Black history in LV, And I tell the story, and this is really how it happened. I just posted on Facebook today. I said, when God gives you an idea, run with it, like do it.
Yes.
Like if you get an idea and all it can do is create positive influence, all it can do is, I didn't need people to tell me it was a great idea, because I knew it was a great idea, because it was something that was given to me by God. And then it wasn't for me. It was like, I'm going to sit here for the month of February, and I feel like the way that I can give back for Black History Month is to shine light on these people who are doing these things now in the community. Young brothers, young sisters, older brothers, right? And I feel like there's always been this generational gap where we couldn't bring things together. Right. I feel like when you create platforms and we figure out that we all have things that are in common, you just have more experience than I do. I might have more innovation than you do. So let's bring your experience and my innovation together, and let's create this community together. And then another thing was, I said I want to bring people from different areas from Las Vegas, and I wanted to bring them all to one platform. And then I wanted to create something where we can call it ours. It's ours. Like, this is our series.
Yes, sir.
And I can leverage this idea into doing so much more. And you just never know who's going to watch it. Like you said, kids are on their phone. So we're going to meet them where they at. I'm on their phone right now. You know what I mean? And this is on YouTube right now. And then I'm going to send it over to LinkedIn. But I also want people to see in the corporate community how we come together as well. It's not just for Facebook. I'm sending to LinkedIn to all my connections, which is ridiculously diverse. And I want them to see that there's so many brothers out here that are doing positive things. Like you said, I never want to make a film that's going to put Black people in a negative light. Well, I'm going to be the same way with my platform. I'm not just going to not put them in a negative light, but I'm going to elevate them. And I just felt like it was the best way to do it. It was cheap. It's just me being creative. That's what I love to do. Opportunity to talk to my brother. You know what I'm saying? I think I leverage it in every way.
Yeah.
Thanks for asking.
Well, I commend you for that, man, because the thing about it is, just for you to start this, you got to be brave nowadays.
You do.
There's so much criticism. There's so many, naysayers. And for you to say, you know what? I don't care. I'm not only going to shine light on positivity, but I'm going to show African-American entrepreneurs in real form.
Yeah.
Sitting here, we're having a conversation. We're not standing in front of a PowerPoint.
Right.
We're not behind a desk in a conference room. And I think that speaks volumes more than anything, that they're able to see us in real time, speaking our truth, and just being down to earth.
Yes, sir. And and brothers want it, right? The right children want it. Like they say in that one quote, when the student is ready, the master will appear. Right? Yep. It's just, sometimes people just not ready. But when it is ready, I don't know how things work with you when you be on your phone, but I can be going through something. I could be on YouTube, and the video that I need to watch, it'd be like the TD Jakes message that I need to hear.
Uh-huh.
it tap into my spirit, and I feel amazing after.
That's
so
true.
Real quick. Go ahead, Clip. And then after that, I'm gonna ask you about what you do what do you do for fun on your on your spare time.
Well, what I do for fun, man, is like I said, I like to go on hikes. I'm really big on nature, man. So I like to go on hikes. I've probably been on every hill in Las Vegas. Like to go on hikes. I like to network, go out, listen to music. I go down to the Blue Martini every now and then, or I'll go to Classic Jewel.
All right.
Talk to Devin Moore and Rome down at Classic Jewel and just listen to music, vibe out, and just have a good time. But more than anything, man, I like being around my people.
That's right.
I like sharing with my people, being around my people, learning from my people. Sure. It's kind of like you said a minute ago, man, just us doing this podcast right now, I'm able to express who I am, and there's somebody that's going to watch this and they're going to reach out.
Yeah.
And who knows what can come from it? We could possibly be best friends, or we could possibly do some amazing things in business. Yeah. Who knows,
Yeah. And it's just connecting. They don't know what you do, they can never bridge that gap, right?
That's right.
So here go another one. I heard you say a few things. I think you answered this in a few questions. So I know a couple of things you're going to say. How do you manage your physical and your mental health?
Man. So, I like to work out like 4 days a week.
Okay.
It was a point in time in my life, since we've been talking real, where I didn't necessarily take care of my body due to depression. You know, when I left the military, I kind of got down and out, gained some weight, wasn't eating right, you know, wasn't putting the best things in my body. So I woke up the last couple of years and said, hey, you know what? I'm in my 40s now. I got to make a change. So I make it a habit to at least go for a walk 4 days out the week. I try to do about 20 miles a week, just walking. I'm not really big of a runner. And I like weights, man, you know. But when it comes to like mindset too, man, I've been really studying a lot of things when it comes to spirituality.
Okay.
You know, the older we get, the more we're concerned with our mental health as far as, you know, anxiety, depression, grief, things like that, man. So what I've been doing, I've been working on myself. It's kind of like a project I've been doing. I've been saying, okay, Cliff, you've dealt with depression. Let's just tackle that. Let's not be thinking about, you know, anger. Let's not think about resentment. Let's think about depression. How are we going to combat this? And I've been writing, you know, journaling and seeing how I've been getting better over the course of time. And I've noticed that when I journal, I'm able to look back and look at my progress. And the progress in general, you know, is a plus for me to keep going.
Yeah. Capturing receipts, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I've been watching this guy on, what is his name? I said, what's his name? 19 Keys. So this gentleman named 19 Keys, and he's been talking about what you put in your body.
Yeah.
And I've been really looking at that like, you know what? Everything that I put in my body, I'm going to start monitoring.
Okay.
How do I feel after I eat McDonald's?
All right.
How do I feel when I drink, you know, a half gallon of water all day? And I've been noticing that I'm able to make progress slowly with that. For me, I got to chart things.
I got you.
Bring out the schematics and all that other stuff in order for me to see the progress to keep going.
It makes sense.
Yeah. What do you do, B? You know, you seem pretty spiritual. You seem like you got it together. What do you do?
Very spiritual. You know, I ain't gonna say a lot of bad times, but I say it's a lot of down times because going through the accident with my daughter, I went on this journey of personal development, and honestly, it was like a self journey. I started reading a bunch of books. I'm a bookhead. I mean, I listen to audio books. I read books. My library is full extensive, and then it ranges from a wide variety. I got stuff on psychology. I got stuff on spirituality. You know, I got my Bible, definitely. But then I have things on manipulation. My favorite author is Robert Greene. And Robert Greene, I love Robert Greene. And he talks a lot about just strategies and philosophies on how people think. And then it was crazy because when I would read those things, I would realize that majority of the people that I would have around me would be manipulating me in some type of way or form. And you couldn't think of it saying it's negative. Sometimes it's a good thing, right? You know, my wife wanted me to go pick the kids up from school. And if she say the right thing and she said a certain type of way in the right tone, I'm gonna do it, right? That's a way of manipulating people. It's just getting people to do things that you don't want to do, or getting people to be who you want them to be. So once I studied that and I realized that, you know, I am my own, you know, I'm my own person. I can make my own decisions, and not just that, those decisions that I make, I'm accountable for those decisions. It just kind of just slowed down life for me because it made it to where I approached life to where I wasn't reacting anymore. I actually observe every situation, everything before I say it. Even if I say the wrong thing, I intentionally said the wrong thing. I knew the effects that the wrong thing would have in that situation. But just holding myself accountable when I do things wrong. But then the best thing, I'm gonna be honest with you, is having a clear conscience and a clear mind. I just don't do nothing wrong. You know what I mean? I'm not out here putting negative energy into the world. I'm not out here victimizing people. I'm not out here making people sad. And I think that when you live a righteous life, I just feel like you don't have to deal with that stress, those burdens, because I truly believe in karma, and I truly believe in you reap what you sow. And I feel like if I do the right thing, I constantly deserve the blessings that are coming to me. So my mindset is always thinking that I only have blessings coming to me. And then it's, you know, meditation, is working out, sometimes I can't get out there. I try, I try to push myself to run 3 miles just to challenge myself. And then other than that, it's just spending time by myself, spending time with myself and checking my pulse. I got this thing. I used to tell this speech back in the days that when God make you go to the bathroom, right, take that time to work on your mental health, because you cornered off, you by yourself, and you in an area by yourself, and it's not the time you should be looking on your phone or reading anything. It's honestly a time we should be reflecting on the day. And I think those reflection times really help me, because if I'm off alignment, I get right back on alignment. Man. And then the best thing is just having, and then when I'm having a bad day, I got a whole community of mentors that I can call, specifically. And that's beautiful too, man. Having somebody that you can call upon during a bad time when you feel as if no one is there, to show you that you truly are valuable, to show you that you mean something. I think it means the world to people.
Man, interesting. You know what? It's so funny that you say that, man. It's kind of like, you get what you put out. And what I've learned is that I'm always aware of trying to figure out if somebody else is manipulating me. But what I'm learning to do more is just, who am I manipulating? I'm learning to not necessarily point the finger over there, but look at myself and say, okay, Cliff, now you could have did better in that situation.
Right.
Why are you, moving this way? What's causing you to want to manipulate a situation?
Yeah.
Is it insecure? Is it that you have anger? So I've been really looking at that too, man, just kind of taking time to myself. I spend a lot of time by myself, and I've learned that that's when I do my best work.
Me too. And
I've also learned too, man, kind of like you got to protect your energy. So being around the wrong people, man, you can wear that stuff. Negative people that don't necessarily have your best interest, you can pick up things and negative behaviors from those individuals. So I try to surround myself around a small group of people that are always thinking positive. They call me out on my crap. We all need that. And people that are encouraging me to do the right thing,
Yeah, you gotta have those people in your life, man. It's so important. It's so important. Tiffany said accountability. Love it.
Yes.
Accountability.
What's up, Tiff? How you doing?
Yeah, shout out to Tiff. I love you, babe. Tiff said, exactly. Y'all are touching on some amazing subjects right now. Preach. Thanks, babe. Yeah. But yeah, Cliff, we can go more into the physical and mental health portion. I know that's your thing. Let me ask you this one. Can you talk to us more about your involvement in the entertainment industry and your film company, Etienne Films?
Okay, so Etienne Films, man, I established it in 2014. And the thing about Etienne Films is I created Etienne Films because I said to myself, if I'm going to do anything in the film industry, I'm going to not only make good films that put African Americans in a good light, but I'm also going to do good business. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of people in the entertainment industry that take advantage of people, and they use people's ignorance against them and their talents against them. So for example, you being a businessman, I said, if I have a contract sitting in front of me and I want Brandon to do an acting role, I'm not going to take advantage of him. So what? He doesn't understand the contractual side and he's just an entertainer. What can I do to not only make sure that he's okay during this process, but also teach him the business side of things?
That's right.
So as an executive producer, I deal with a lot of contracts. I deal with a lot of money. And I'm always make sure that my organization is transparent. And that goes a long way in this industry. And I've noticed that I've gained a lot of ground, man. People in Atlanta, people in LA, Hollywood, they're starting to buzz about me, not only because I'm doing good films, but because I'm bringing positive energy and education to the craft of it.
Yeah.
So what I did was I created my film company, and I've also branched out with other individuals to help them create a film company as well. So for example, a lady by the name of Robin Mason. She's my business partner. She's a therapist in the mental health industry. Okay. I told her, I need you to start a film company, and we're going to do a film together. And we did. We did a film called Seal of Desire. It's on Amazon right now.
All right.
I called up a friend of mine that was also in mental health with me named Kaya Gilbert. I said, hey, I need you to create a film company. We did that, and we have a film coming out called The Clinic. So what I said that I'm going to try to do to the film industry in Las Vegas is not only make films, but find entrepreneurs that have a good ethical compass and let them create films too. For example, Brandon, if you said, hey, Cliff, I want to go into film, I would not only let you enjoy whatever craft you wanted to go into as far as the business side or the talent side, but I would encourage you to create a film company. And I would tell you exactly what you need to do to create that film company. So now you have ownership.
That's right.
You're not just running around with a camera. You're not just holding up a boom mic. You're not just doing a speaking role in a film. Now you know where the money's going. You understand your contract. You have resources as far as the legal process, and you can branch off and do your own thing.
That's right.
So now, as of today, I have 4 different business partners that own film companies as well. And 5 years ago, they never thought they'd be doing something like that.
Yeah. I'm like, where do you start? Where do you start? Gotta call Cliff.
Right. Call Cliff, you know. And the thing about it is, man, when you do things like that, like you said, good things come back.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, me doing that, I've had so many great opportunities, and so many people call me and say, hey, Cliff, how can we help you? So that's kind of my thing. I'm going to see how I can help as many people in the film industry as possible. And on the left side, I'm like, okay, where are my blessings? Yeah. You know?
Yes, sir. You got to, like I was saying earlier, you just got to deserve it. You got to feel like you got to deserve it, man. Yeah, man. And they come to you. They come.
You got to wield
it. Look who on, boy. Look at Mrs. Stretch Sanders from South. Michelle Sanders said, that's awesome. Right. How you doing, Miss Sanders? Good to see you on. Thank you for joining us today. Let's see. We go back in the comments real quick. Tiff said, I love you too, love bug. I'm so proud of you all, man. Thank you. You know, she also said, hey, Cliff, she heard you.
What's up?
I think she commented on this right here. She said, we should do our story.
You should, B. You should, man. And I think you guys would have a powerful story. Let me ask you a question. As far as you and Tim, what made you both want to be business consultants? Like, you could have been anything. You said you were in the law enforcement industry, but what made you say, okay, not only am I going to design a business, but how do I help other individuals build their business? Because I've heard a lot about you. You know, you help people with business development. You help people with marketing. You help people with, you know, you give classes on cultural differences, ethics. But what's your story, man?
So with Tiffany, and honestly, it's just kind of how like everything fell into place. Mm-hmm. Tiffany had went back to work, and she had got a job with this business called Action Coach. And she went in as a marketing. It was like a marketing position. Tiff, you can put it in the chat if you know exactly what it was, but it was in marketing. And as she got into this business, Action Coach is actually a business coaching firm. Gotcha. So what they do is they have a specific system that you can utilize as in any business. It's a six-step system. And it just helps you formulate in different sections. So while you creating the foundation of your business, you can be working on the future of your business at the same time. So the vision is for you to work on your businesses and not on your business. The best thing about their culture is that when you go in and you become one of their employees, they teach you the whole system as if you were a coach, as if you were a franchise owner, because everyone in that business, they need to know how to talk the lingo. Well, as they gave her the stuff to take home to train, me being a husband, I'm like, you know, what you doing? And I'm going through the training with her. And as she going through the training, I'm learning. And as I'm learning, it was some things and some concepts and some philosophies that I had never heard before. And they truly did help me out. And it was like when she slowed down and she would go to sleep early, I would stay up on her computer at night and I would do like three hours of training, 3 hours of development. Like every night I would just keep learning and feeding that hunger. So then the opportunity became available where usually when you buy a franchise with Action Coach, it's like 75, I think, 75K. But it was an opportunity for me to be a local area manager, so I can get the same exact training, but I would be a support to the franchisees. So same exact knowledge, information, same exact everything, right? Just a different investment for me because I had a different contract. Well, because I knew who the person was who was the trainer, she allowed me to stay for the extended training. So then I learned even more. So it was just blessing after blessing after blessing. And then I became a business coach. So I got certified as a business coach through Action Coach. Tiffany was certified in marketing. But then what we did was after the pandemic happened, we realized that a lot of these businesses were losing their employees. And at some point, everybody had to go back to work. So we started working on leadership development. Tiffany became a DISC practitioner. I became a motivators practitioner, which ties into my public speaking, which now gave me a product, and it gave me a resource to give my clients, to give the kids, so then we started doing workshops. And then it just so happened that my background in law enforcement, my background in athletics, it really helped me become a coach. So, I can command presence, I can motivate you, inspire you, and then I can help coach you. And then I just utilize. So it's just me utilizing all of those gifts, all of those experiences. And then we wrapped it up into the we mentality. And then we decided that, then we'll talk to people, we'll do an assessment on people, and we'll be like, what's the problem? And a lot of times you'll hear employees talk about the issue is, honestly, it's the leader. The leader doesn't know how to talk to us. The leader doesn't understand us. The leader just talks down on us. So then we had to learn, like, okay, when we go in and we talk to these leaders, we have to make them understand that there's a possibility that their leadership may not be effective. So then we, going through Eric Thomas's courses, going through other seminars, you just learn, you pick up all of these leadership development qualities. And we decided, let's put this all into a business. And I felt like we was a little bit ahead of our time. But even though now, like I was looking at Ken Evans, he had posted something at one of these meetings he was at. And the main focus right now in workforce, in the workforce, is workforce development. It's about training employees. Not just that, it's about getting kids ready, because the children who are in schools are going to one day be employees. So it's like now I'm able to make that impact. So all of those skills, all those trainings, all those certifications, we were able to wrap them up into the we mentality.
We got to talk after this, man, because I need your help.
Oh, thank you, sir. And I know you got amazing business. I would love to do some work with you, man. I would love to.
Funny, Brandon. Like as entrepreneurs and CEOs, sometimes we get tunnel vision. And I've been guilty of this. We have to understand that we get so wrapped up in the ultimate objective that we don't compliment the employees. Yeah. We're not flexible. We're not asking them their needs. We're not open to feedback because we get so wrapped up in, this is what we got to do. We got to survive, and let's make it happen. But like you're saying, every entrepreneur needs somebody to let them know you need to take a step back sometimes and evaluate yourself. Why is the morale down in your organization? Why are your finances all over the place? Yeah. Why do you have this phenomenal business and nobody knows about you?
Yeah.
So it's great that you guys do that stuff for people, man. I could have used you back in 2012 when I opened my organization. I had over 70 employees, and I was either a nice guy or I was a tyrant. And there's a healthy balance, and it seems like that's what you and Tiffany do. You sit the entrepreneur down and say, wait a minute, let's remove the employees. What's going on with you, and how do we develop you so that it can trickle down to the employees?
Exactly, because you got to be whole. And sometimes they don't have anybody. Like growing up, I watched my mom not have to answer to anybody, right? I'm like, so I got to watch her make decisions, and then I watch her not have to be accountable for some of the decisions she would make.
Right.
And I'm like, that just played into leadership. It's like, really, like, you really got to lead by example in every way. And then even as an employer, right? These people utilize, it's them helping you help others. They're helping you fulfill your mission. So it's only right for you to be the resource for them. Like as an employer, that's why it's important for you to provide health care, because if they get sick, they got to take care of themselves. So that's why you should provide that. Not just that, there's other resources, child care, daycare. Even if you can't provide it, give them the resource that will provide it. Those are the things that truly matter. That when you solve people's problems, when you solve people's problems, they create loyalty. It creates loyalty. It doesn't matter how much you'll pay me. You pay me 5 much more than this guy, but this guy know I got kids. He know I got a husband or a wife. He know that my whole situation, and he's willing to connect with me like that. And that's what people are missing, is that connection. Because if you're not able to connect with people, you can't have a relationship with them. And if you don't have a relationship with them, you're expendable.
You're right. And the thing about it is, man, that relates to retention. So when you're relatable and you're a good leader and you're looking out for your employees and being flexible, it's easier to retain them when you have a problem. And we've all know in business you have ups and downs. But when you're able to retain an employee and they're able to share your vision, they're able to go in there for the long haul.
Yeah.
Stuff like childcare, stuff like, classes in college, paying for their college. Yeah. Those are all retention tools.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. And I remember this one quote. Somebody said, you get who you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it comes to employees, you get what you deserve.
Yeah.
Go to the comments, man. The comment section blew up for a second. Kimmy Brown said, you make it sound so easy. I would love to make a film.
Well, you know what? If she would love to make a film, she can hit me up, man. She can give me a call, and I'd be happy to sit her down and talk to her about it. It's not difficult as people think. It's just very tedious, and you got to be flexible and understanding. You're dealing with, I'll give you an example. So right now, me and my team are coming out with a film called The Clinic. So The Clinic, it shines a light on BBLs and how women see their bodies.
Woo! Let's go!
Yeah. But it's also kind of like a horror film to a degree, because some things go wrong with this individual when she tries to get her BBL. It's going to be coming out on Tubi in the next few months, so you got to look on social media for it. But, for example...
I'm coming to the premiere, sir. I'm coming to the premiere.
Yeah. You're always welcome, man.
But I'm sorry.
It's not as difficult as people think, but it's a lot of moving parts. In order to make a film, you can have at least 30, 40 people attached to it. And everybody has their own avenue. Everybody has their own role. So like you're saying, being a leader, which is an executive producer like myself, you have to be one of the individuals at the top that says, okay, how am I going to make everybody here comfortable so that we can meet the ultimate objective, which is completing the film? But the film industry is very, very, it's rewarding too, because you get to see your craft, come into effect in real life. You get to see your ideas. One day you're sitting on your couch, you and Tiffany talking about, making movies for children getting bullied, for example. Yep. And one day you're sitting back and you're watching people act out these roles, and that's the rewarding part.
Man, that vision coming to life. I love it.
Yeah,
Tiffany said, that's amazing. Tiffany said, amazing. Kimmy said, Brandon, I need you to post this in the Win Factor page. All this good information. So y'all, any entrepreneurs out there, you're looking for a good page for you to network, connect with other entrepreneurs, go to the Win Factor. Kimmy, definitely. I'll share it next time. I'll share them all. Tiffany said, we would be honored to do business with you, Cliff. She definitely got to let you know we heard that.
Yeah, thank you. I would love to do business with you both. I've been watching you both in the community for a while. B, I remember when I met you at Weekly's recognition party.
That is where we met.
Yep. And when I shook your hand and you handed me your card, you were very professional, but you had positive energy.
Thank you.
And I told myself, how you meet somebody and you're like, I'm going to talk to that person one day.
Yeah.
And look at us now. You know?
Man. You just got to take your time. You can't be always forcing things, timing. Everything is timing, right?
Yeah.
Stevie said, "That's dope, cuzzo. You know, I'm in workforce management and consulting." I didn't know that, cuzzo. I did not know that. That's my cousin. So my cousin, he out in California. I gotta connect with him.
Yeah.
Whoa, Tiff then went off. See, Tiff said exactly, and then she said, "You get who you deserve. That's facts."
Yep.
Yes, love it. You know how they say it. Kimmy said, "I'm with it. I got flexibility and time." And then she said, "I can do that." So you know, she's gonna connect with you. So be on the lookout for Kimmy to connect with you. And then Kimmy, I want to know how's everything going in the progression. If you starting a movie, I'll do some acting. You know, I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm not shy in front of the camera.
Yeah. You know what? So check this out, Brandon. There's a lady in this in the film industry in Las Vegas called Kim Flowers.
Okay.
She's an acting coach and she casts films. She's a film caster. So if anybody ever wants to learn how to act, talk to Kim Flowers. She'll start out with you. You don't have to have any skills yet, but she'll sit you down and talk to you about the fundamentals of film. Not only the production side and the business side, but also the acting, you know, how to speak, how to have confidence in front of the camera. So I'm gonna hold you to that, Brandon, man, because you got an energy about you that other people gotta see. You too, Tiff.
Let's bring it out. We got you. I got you.
Screen one day.
I'm all for it, man. All right, Cliff, we're gonna get back to you, man. Can you tell us about your mission for your films and what you hope to accomplish with them? So in the big picture.
So the big picture is to be able to have a catalog under Etienne Films where when people see Etienne Films, they say, this brother right here put us in a positive light. He did good business. And my children were able to watch this film and be inspired.
That's right.
So that's the whole point of Etienne Films. And my goal from a business and community side is to help other business owners create film companies so that they can come up with their own ideas and put their vision on the big screen. I mean, B, can you imagine if we had, 20 different film companies, African-American, in the city of Las Vegas, and everybody's making positive films? So you got Atlanta. Atlanta's like a mecca for film now. Right. Of course, we all know Hollywood and LA. Right. But when it comes to Vegas, you don't really hear too much about us.
No, you don't.
A lot of the big wigs, Transformers and films like that, they come to Vegas, but they don't necessarily talk to us. So if we have individuals in Vegas that are creating film companies, we can talk to us.
Right.
We can put our stuff on TV. So my team and I came out with a film called The Millennial. The Millennial is on BET now.
Okay.
So we got to deal with BET, and The Millennial is about a young boy that lives in Atlanta. He's living up under his parents' money, his parents' rules, but he says, I want to become a man on my own. I don't want my father telling me when to do what. I don't want my mother putting money in my pocket. So he moves to Atlanta and he gets in all kind of trouble trying to go out there on his own. He basically runs away. But in the film, he finds himself. He finds himself in situations where he has to make positive decisions. He finds positive friends. And towards the end of the film, he becomes a man.
That's right.
Yep. So it's films like that, man. You can catch The Millennial on BET Plus. It's streaming now.
I'm definitely going to check that out, man. And I was going to tell you, if I create a movie, I was like, what type of movie would I want to create? And I would want to create something like The Pursuit of Happiness. You seen that with Will Smith? Something inspirational. But then, you hear about his story and it's like, that's somebody's story. And then I start realizing, like, I'm creating that story. Like, I'm creating that story. So one day, man, I'm going to make a movie about me.
Yeah. So hey, the first thing you do in a situation, the first thing you do in a situation like that is you write that idea down. And you write down how you want it to look. And then you contact a writer. And you get down with the writer just like people do with a publicist with a book. And you say, okay, writer, this is how I want this film to look. This is how I want it to feel. And that you work with that individual. Now you have a foundation of a film. And then you find a guy like Cliff and say, hey, Cliff, how do I shoot this thing? And I link you up with different producers, directors, soundmen. And before you know it, this thing is coming into life. You get the actors from Miss Kim Flowers. She finds the actors for you.
Okay.
She puts them in the film. After the film's complete, Brandon Ward, executive producer, how do we get this thing on TV? You call Cliff. Cliff calls a couple of people, his contacts. Cliff says, hey, I want to be an executive producer on this too. This thing looks good. And then we go from there and we put it on a network. We do a contract. You already know how that works. And now Brandon Ward and Tiffany Ward are executive producers, and they've created their own film, and their vision has come to life.
Oh my goodness, man. You do make it sound so easy. Tiff said, I got you, Cliff. She definitely gonna be in contact. She did say we writers, so it'll be pretty easy. 6 books under our belt. Yep.
6 books, but hey, that's one of those books is possibly a blockbuster film right now, and we don't even know it.
Definitely. Well, one is from tragedy to testimony. So it's actually the story of when my daughter got hit by, the car that night, and then how we had to, how everything turned into a testimony in the end. So for those who have not purchased From Tragedy to Testimony, go on Amazon, order it. It.
I want to check it out myself, man.
Definitely. All right, Caleb, we're gonna go into number 7. I know we hitting the hour. We're about to hit almost an hour, but we only got a few more questions, and I think you're doing well, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How you doing on time? You all right?
I'm doing good, brother.
All right, cool. All right, can you also talk about your efforts to tackle mental health, but not just that though, also through your work in the medical field and development of the Rape Crisis Center in Kenya? I don't know how to say that word. Through your nonprofit organization, ATN International Health Foundation.
Right. So right now it's in the developmental phases. And what we did was we created something called a social enterprise. Okay? So basically a social enterprise is a nonprofit organization that functions like a corporate company. So I want you to just work with me on this, Brandon. Think about Walmart that functions like the Susan B. Komen Foundation. So not only are you helping individuals in your efforts of a nonprofit, but the social enterprise function of it is it has 8 different tentacles that make money to put back into the organization to continue your efforts.
Amazing.
So what we're doing is we're creating this nonprofit organization, which is a social enterprise that is going to create a rape crisis center in Nairobi, Kenya, where individuals that have been affected by sexual abuse can come there. They can get resources, they can get medical advice, they can get medical treatment. And not only are we helping their community, but we're also calling Brandon and Tiffany Ward saying, I need your help, Brandon, to help us do this. I need this business owner in Las Vegas to come to Nairobi, Kenya to help us do this. We're collaborating here and bringing our skill set of business developers to Nairobi, Kenya to serve a positive purpose. So in the next few years, we're going to be coming out with that, man. And we're pretty excited. I have Sharita Devine. She's writing policy and procedures right now. Robin Mason. She's figuring out the landscape of the land. Where can we put this at? We have friends in Nairobi, Kenya, politicians that are going to approve our policies and procedures, because what you don't want to do is offend anybody.
Okay.
Due to cultural differences.
Right.
So we have a whole team in Nairobi, Kenya that's looking at what we're doing and saying, you can't do this, people are going to be offended, but you can do this. So it's in the developmental phases right now, and we plan to open up a few rape crisis centers in Africa in general, Somalia, Tanzania, different places like that, because in Africa, you have some locations where it's okay to take what you want when it comes to women. And as a humanitarian myself, that's not okay on any place on the planet as far as I'm concerned. So me and my team can do our part within respectful boundaries to make a change.
That's commendable, very commendable. And what made you guys pick Nairobi?
Well, I have a couple of contacts out there. I have a couple of friends that are in the political system out there. And they called me one day and said, hey, Cliff, we have some issues out here. You're in the mental health field. Maybe you can help. And kind of like you and Tiffany, when you developed your business, you just sit on your couch and say, what can I do? Start researching Nairobi, Kenya. Okay, I see that, a lot of women are being raped and men. So how can we help? And it's just started blossoming and blooming from there,
That's deep, man. I truly commend you guys for those efforts.
Thank you.
Can you talk to us about your future goals and what you hope to achieve in the coming years?
Well, in the coming years, man, my future goals are to teach my kids how to be entrepreneurs and to teach youngsters in the community how to be entrepreneurs. Now, that's nothing against, being a hardworking blue-collar worker, because of course we need those individuals. But at the same time, people like us be growing up in different cities, inner cities, nobody talks to us about those things. We automatically think we have to go to the military. We automatically think we have to learn how to bounce a basketball or rap on a microphone to be successful, and that's not necessarily true. So my ultimate goal is to utilize, my resources, my talents, my efforts to branch out and let kids know after high school, of course, education is important, but you too can be a business owner.
I love it. We may need to partner with something. I got an amazing program that I'm putting together, and I feel like when we talk, you'll get it. But the concept is that with this one product, you can have so many different varieties of it. And then what you do is you teach a child how they market it. You teach them how to network. You teach them how to sell. You teach them how to do their social media, then, website. But it's the same formula. And all I did, it's the same formula. I'm not going to give my secrets, but it's the same formula.
Right. Wow, bro.
I thought it was just me and you. I think it's just me and you right now. I'm about to tell you all my secrets. So, Cliff, what's your vision for Las Vegas? For Black Las Vegas? Let's say that.
Vision for Black Las Vegas, of course, is to inspire the youth for education. I went to the military because I couldn't go to college. And not that the military's bad. I did 10 years in the military, but when I got out, I couldn't do anything because I did combat operations. So I was looked at kind of like I didn't have any education. And, for an individual without education, the workforce, the labor force can be very harsh on you.
Yeah.
So my vision is to go to kids like 100 Academy, Delta Academy, UNLV, CCSD, and start teaching them how to move forward as entrepreneurs, and not just entrepreneurs, but professional African-American individuals. So that's my vision, for Las Vegas. And I just hope that us as a collective, we're able to make those things happen for our youth, because we're going to get old one day, B. There's going to be a point in time when you can't move around like you used to, as such as myself as well. And we're going to need those 6th graders, 8th graders, 10th graders to help us with our businesses and our paperwork and our resources, because the world changes at all times. My daughter helps me with marketing. I'm like, how do you work this Instagram? Yeah. So my vision for Vegas is to focus on education.
I teach all my clients who have children. If they don't have a marketing team, have your kids jump on Canva app. Watch the workshop. They got free workshops that teach you exactly how to do what you need to do. And it's just amazing what you learn when you watch a workshop and you actually put that information into play. Like, I'm one of those people, I watch something, I learn it, then I try it right away. And if I mess up, I really don't care, because I'm not that analytical. I'll correct it as I go. Right? Yeah. That's how I am.
Yeah, you know what it is, B? You're more of a visionary. Like, you're the guy that creates the thought and brings it into fruition, gets the resources under it to make it function.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it was a time when I didn't have those dots, right? I didn't have those dots to connect. It was just like I'm trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
What I
And
had to realize
it
was
can be discouraging. It can be very discouraging,
yeah, what I had to do was I had to learn the value of people. Like in my book, the Manifesting Playbook, I got one page in there, and I'm very intentional about my relationships. I'm very intentional about where I go, everything. I always say it's like when you have a relationship or you know someone, you got to figure out, okay, why are we connected? How can I help this person, and how can they help me? And then at what point in time do we tell each other? Because if not, we just wasting each other time. I may have a solution to what you got or what you
Yep.
need. You may have a solution to what I need. So I feel like relationships need to be very intentional, but you got to build on that. You got to build on relationships, build on trust, build on honesty, know what a person is really good at. The best thing is I feel like the people who I have around in my circle, I don't have unrealistic expectations of them. I don't expect things of them that I know that they can't deliver upon. And I feel like they feel the same way about me. And I think that's what helps me to be able to maneuver through the community, to be able to create these relationships that I'm creating. And then at the same point, I'm humble. I never talk about myself. I allow other people to lift me up. It's just the way I was raised.
Yep.
But there's something inside of me that's really confident and cocky as well, that I know that if I let that side out, people don't like it. Like they're not receptive to it. And because my personality is an influence, I want that. I want people to see me as a positive role model. I want them to see me as, having a good reputation. I feel like your reputation is everything.
It is.
Yeah, man. I'm very, very careful with that.
Nice, brother. Nice. I'm having a good time, man. I'm digging this.
I appreciate it. I didn't think I was going to be able to keep you on this long. We only got a couple more questions. Let's shout out some community members, because I know you've already named some people. Lawrence Weekly definitely is somebody that I would definitely name as well. He's been instrumental in my life too. But name some other community members that you think that's deserving.
Well, Monica Ford. Monica Ford's an amazing individual. She's inspired me to do so many amazing things, Denisha Mingo. Me and Denisha Mingo have been doing mental health since, I'd say, about 2010, man. We've been in the trenches with this thing. Miss Robin Mason, she's a licensed marriage and family therapist. Our Fortran Turner. Gino Brown, he just came out with a TV series called 4 Feet. It's on Amazon and Tubi. He's here in Vegas. We have so many amazing people, and I can go on for days. LJ Edmondson, AK McMorris. We got a lot of good people, man. And like I said, those are the individuals that I watch. Just like you and Tiffany. I watch you guys, and it helps me, tailor myself to the point of I can do that too. I can be a positive individual too. I can be create a positive impact as well. Yes, so sir. I got some good friends, man. Tashi and Dr. Neville Campbell, they're in the medical field doing amazing things, man. But, overall, man, I think in Las Vegas, we have everything we need right here to be amazing. An amazing.
We do. And that goes back to answer what you asked me earlier. Why did you do this? Because I recognized it. I realized like these people are so great. People just need to shed light on them. Tiffany said, "Thank you so much for the shout out, Cliff."
Yep, no problem, Tiff.
Kimmy said, "This has been great. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm a Las Vegas native. Just went back after almost 20 years. So good to see this." Kimmy, thank you for coming. Yeah. You know what? Come to one of the networking events. I know Devin Moore has an amazing event down at Mariposas. Their group is great. I know that a lot of the people that Cliff named, they hang out over there. Yeah. Dr. Neville Campbell and them.
Sparkle, Jay, amazing people, man. I've actually been watching them in the entertainment industry, and people like them, Robert Twix Taylor, Sweet Lou Collins. Those individuals inspired me to get into film in the first place.
Right. So real quick. So everybody, it's what the coldest part is, majority of the people who are going to be on this show. So if you want to get to know them people, come watch the show. I'm telling y'all. He named all our friends. Kimmy said that we went to high school and she know all of them. Yeah.
Yep.
Them staples in our community.
Yep.
Definitely staples in our community. All right, Cliff, how can the people connect with you?
Okay, well, if you want to connect with me, of course, you can reach me out on Facebook and Messenger, Clifford Etienne. You know, I'm always there. I'm not always on Facebook, but sometimes I get on there every now and then. I'm on Instagram, Mufasa_Etienne, Etienne. Or you can give me a call, shoot me a text, 702-771-0304. And if I have some time, of course, I'm definitely going to reach back out and we can move forward and talk about some good business.
That's right. I love it. And if y'all need me to do an introduction, let me know. Y'all got to pay. You know, I get in there, get out. I got you. Yep. Another question I got for you is, how can we, the people, the community, support you, Cliff?
Well, you know, just reach out and talk to me. You know, I'm not necessarily a guy that goes out and shakes a lot of hands, but I am here. You know, reach out to me and shake my hand, say hello. I would gladly do the same thing, man. And if anybody ever needs anything from me within my power, I'll be glad to help.
Thank you. And that's what this show is for. It's for those connections. You gotta, now I forgot to ask you about this, and I gotta ask you. So you got an award at the NAACP gala. What was that award for?
It's the Rising Star Award.
What? He's my guy.
So shout out to Roxanne McCoy. Just amazing. She's the former president of the NAACP. And her team, you know, they just been so amazing to me, and they awarded me that award, and it felt so good to be acknowledged and recognized. You know, just like you said, B, you do so many great things. It's good to get a pat on the back and people tell you they appreciate you. So shout out to the NAACP. I love you.
That's right. Shout out to the NAACP. Shout out to Quentin. Quentin will be another guest. He's the new president of our chapter here in Las Vegas. Definitely can't wait to have him on. Man, it's been amazing. I knew it'd be a good interview. I knew we would vibe well. Definitely, if you can, Cliff, all of those films, if you can, when you go back into Facebook, if you can just put them in the comment section so we can all go out and we can go stream, purchase, show our support. Yeah, man, we got you. And if you ever need anything from me, man, I promise you, man, I'm here for you. I look forward to doing some business with you someday. And even if we got to break bread, man, we can go and, you know, go watch a game.
Let's do it, man. I need business coaching. That's what I Tiffany got so that I can expand my organizations.
Let's go. Tiff said, very well deserved. We are proud to be in attendance to witness you receive such an amazing award. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Amber Jones here. You know Amber Jones, right?
Hey, shout out to Amber Jones, phenomenal businesswoman. Me and Amber have talked about business in the past, and she's one of the future top dogs in Las Vegas.
Yeah, she is, man. Comes with great energy, great vibe. I know when we first got into this business, matter of fact, she was one of the people who kind of helped me catapult, because she was coaching, I was coaching. We was looking to do some work. Let's collaborate, right? Because at that time, a lot of women were doing a lot of things by themselves. And Amber Jones, honestly, was the only person I know was like, no, I'm not just trying to help out the women. I'm trying to help out the men too. So she became a person that I can, you know, ask for advice, and to see her grow, to see her continuously, you know.
Definitely a phenomenal resource and a very classy lady.
Definitely. She said she appreciated it. So, man, everybody appreciates you. Look, man, you are creating Black history in Las Vegas. You are an amazing man. It's so much more that we could have said about you. We didn't even cover half the stuff on the bio that you sent me, but we're going to continue to support you. We're going to continue to reach out to you, brother. And I look forward to seeing you at all the galas, looking fresh.
Yes.
All the selfies. We out there. Tiff said,
Yes.
yes, Coach Amber J is dope. Congratulations, Queen, on all that you do. That's right. Show that love, man. I love that. Look at that black love, y'all. Community coming together. But you got any parting words? I'm going to give you the last.
Yes, man. I just want to let the community know I appreciate everything you do. You know, you inspire me. You inspire my children. And if you ever need me, I'm here. I would also like to let you and Tiffany know, man, this is a phenomenal platform that you have. If you ever need me back, I would gladly come back. And like you said, B, we got to link up, man. Go watch a Raiders game or something like that, or just get a bite to eat.
Definitely, brother. Let's get it. Let's do it. I'm holding you to it. Let's get it. Let's do it. I'm holding you to it. Let's get it. Let's do it. I'm holding you to it. All right, I'm out, bro. Hold on. Before you go, let me see if you know who my next guest is. And if you don't, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I just like giving you an opportunity to introduce the next guest if you do know the person. Let me pull this up. I look forward. Matter of fact, you probably already saw the flyer because I did make the announcement of both of y'all tonight. I doubled up tonight. I said I was going to do one a day, but I didn't start until like the 5th or the 6th. So I got to catch up on 6 days. So where my guy at? Let me see. Oh, I should have had this thing ready. Go ahead, Cliff. You get the dead air, man. You got it. You talk for
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys, man. This is a dope platform, man. And the good thing about this platform is that it's real, it's down to earth. I feel like we're sitting on a couch right now.
Hey, I love it. I like that. Yeah. So anybody who want to come on, y'all remember that. All right, Here we go. So my next guest, tonight's guest at 9:35. The fire a little off. I always start 5 minutes later. Come on, y'all. Good God. I'm messing up my introduction of my man right here. Sorry, Cliff.
It's no problem.
I'm gonna edit this. It's gonna look right at the end. You're gonna be good, brother. I promise.
Got you.
All right, here we go. Our next brother tonight is my man, none other than William Roundtree. You ever met Will?
Man, William Roundtree. Look here, tell William Roundtree I need to link up with him. I've seen him on social media making amazing things happen. He's talking about real estate and he's talking about business development. And I'm supposed to actually go down there and talk to him. And, you know, he's got some good classes going on. Yeah, amazing guy, man. Amazing guy.
Amazing classes. So my man Will spreading the power of financial literacy and wealth creation to the masses. Go on to Will's YouTube. Will got 220,000 followers on YouTube.
I believe it.
Will was on that Credit is King. He was teaching people on credit. My man, he traveled all over the United States to do these credit workshops. And honestly, it's way more wisdom than that. Another thing is if you want a whole bunch of free game and free wisdom, follow Will, because Will is constantly giving us content and providing information. He's going to be an amazing guest tonight. So for those who can come with us, who can join us tonight, please be there. Cliff, I thank you, brother. You are an amazing person, man. You are a pillar in the community. It's so good to hear your story. And I look forward to helping you write your story and getting that book published.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother.
Tiffany, I appreciate you, sis.
That's right. So, guys, thank you so much for being with us on another episode of Creating Black History in Las Vegas. My advice to everybody out there, my words of encouragement is no matter what you're doing, like my man Greg DeVille said earlier, he said, stay in your lane. Y'all stay in your lane. If you stay in your lane and you master your lane, you will be acknowledged. You will be rewarded. You're going to get your flowers, man. Somebody need to hear you that's not willing to listen to me. Hold on. We got another brother. I want to make sure brother Bruce Millam Jr. He said, good show, my brothers. You know him?
No, you know what? I think I do know Mr. Bruce. How you doing, brother? Hope to see you soon, man. And thank you.
Yeah. So thank you, Bruce, for joining in and actually participating and joining in the chat. All right, brother. I'm not gonna take you no more long. I know you're a family man. I know you got the babies over there. God bless you, man. You stay safe, and I look forward to the next time I see you, Cliff.
All right, brother. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank y'all.
All
Thank you, everybody, for joining today. Thank you guys for participating. Thank y'all for your time. We out.